Peace to all those within the sound of this broadcast. It's your brother INFMEGA building and adding on with you. Recently, I was in Richmond, Virginia, also known to the 5% Nation as Richmond. I was with the God Allah Light working on a documentary dealing with the rich history of Richmond and what it means to us as original people on this poor part of the planet Earth. We are currently doing extensive research to put together the proper information in the proper context to make understanding understood. The God had to correct me when I stated that Virginia is the capital of the Confederacy. He made knowledge born that Virginia was the former capital of the Confederacy, stating the Confederacy lost the war. Virginia became a prominent part of the Confederacy when it joined the American Civil War as a Southern slave-holding state in 1861. In a speech known today as the Cornerstone Address, Confederate Vice President Alexander H. Stephens described the Confederate ideology that the Negro is not equal to the white man, that slavery, subordination to a superior race, is his natural order and normal condition. Ain't that a motherfucker? During the filming of this documentary, I was getting some footage of the Robert E. Lee statue on Monument Avenue in Richmond, Virginia, when a police officer in gray uniform, same color that the Confederate soldiers wore, approached us and told us that we couldn't fly drones over this statue. The guard light asked if it was just this particular statue we couldn't film, or if it was all the statues that were off limits. The officer stated that this particular statue was off limits. This 12-ton statue of Robert E. Lee, a Confederate general best known as a commander of the Confederate States Army during the American Civil War. He led the Army of Northern Virginia from 1862 until its surrender in 1865 and earned a reputation as a skilled tactician. His father was a Revolutionary War officer named Henry, Lighthorse Henry Lee III, who also served as the 9th governor of Virginia. In fact, his family has an extensive history going back to where Virginia was first settled as a colony in the early 1600s. The bronze equestrian statue of the Confederate General Robert E. Lee and his horse was the first installation on Monument Avenue on May 29, 1890. It was first listed on Virginia's Landmark Register in 2006 and the National Register of Historic Places in 2007. The governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, announced his intentions to remove the Confederate statue amid nationwide protests for racial justice.
We can no longer honor a system that was based on the buying and selling of enslaved people. Yes, that statue has been there for a long time, but it was wrong then, and it is wrong now. So we're taking it down.
But this was challenged in court. A lawsuit brought by Virginia resident William C. Gregory, identified as the great-grandson of the two parties and signatories to the 1890 deed that gave the statue to the state, arguing the removal of the statue also violates the deed, in which Virginia, having been transferred the land that the statue sits on, agreed to faithfully guard and affectionately protect it, which this officer was faithfully doing on the morning of August 20th, 2021. And goes to show that despite the progress that America has made toward racial equality, the children of these slave masters are alive and well and intend on upholding the legacy of their forefathers. After bringing down my drone, I decided to walk a few blocks down to capture footage of the next Confederate statue, or the remains of it. On the way toward it, the same officer pulled up and began questioning us about being there and filming the statue. He asked for my name and reason for filming it. I could sense the guard getting irritated by the officer's line of questioning. I gave him my righteous name and told him that these statues are historic, and I wanted to document them being erected before it was taken down. The officer typed something in his computer, told me that the statue was scheduled to be taken down. He just didn't know when. He mentioned the controversy surrounding the statues and how it has a lot of people upset. After the brief interaction, he pulled off. However, we did notice that he kept circling back around the block to watch us. I put the drone in the air a few blocks away to record the remains of the Jefferson Davis statue, as well as the remains of the Stonewall Jackson statue. Those statues were taken down prior. Both Confederate generals celebrated by the Confederacy. The Robert E. Lee statue has been removed on Wednesday, September 8, 2021. The removal of the statue is met with some controversy. Some state the removal of the statue won't remove the history. Some are happy to see it go. Some are still fighting to keep the legacy that the statue represented intact. Our job as the 5% is to keep teaching and shaming the devil. The old world is dying, and the babies are the greatest. The last Confederate statue standing in Richmond, Virginia, is one of a Confederate general named A.P. Hill, who was actually buried under his statue at this particular location. There are some challenges removing the statue because of the laws that protect grave sites. The statue remains intact to the date of this recording.
INFMEGA did this.